Last time on TurnTables RPG.
The man stumbles back, but the figure grabs him very quickly. A flash in the moonlight can be seen as the figure pulls something sharp from his pocket and plunges it into the man's chest. And we can see the figure leaning in closer to him. He softly whispers in his ear, his voice eerily jubilant as the life in the man begins to fade. She hungers. And everyone is arriving in the small town of Illbrook, Tennessee. Apparently people have been getting murdered in this small town over the recent 2 weeks. The strange thing is that each victim, no matter how they died or how they were killed, their hearts have gone missing. Then, a few days later, the body always disappears. As you enter into the morgue proper, there is a familiar-looking face standing over what looks like a corpse. How was the trip? And as he opens his mouth to speak again, another voice calls out, "Ragtag group that you've got yourself caught up in this time, huh, Dr. Rose? Everyone, I'd like to introduce you to Corporal Sophia Barrett of the Extraplanar Control League into the investigation of paranormal and supernatural events, or Eclipse. You can absolutely see cameras, and you even see the red light glowing."
Do you have access to the footage?
I mean, the good detective is the one with the footage, so you'll need to speak with him. He's not been as forthcoming as we would like. He's also a skeptic, and so you know how that can be in our line of work.
It seems like we need to give him some proof of the supernatural in order
I
to...
see. So I think that is how Anne would try to help out. She would teleport behind the investigator.
And you do disappear. You do not appear behind anybody that you...
Oh my gosh.
Instead, you appear in a place that's very dark. It's lit only by what looked to be a couple of torches. The smell of death is so strong, you heave. The only thing that you can see, what look to be hieroglyphs on a wall. But you're dragged away before you can really look and see what they are. He definitely looks between all of you now. How exactly do you think you can investigate better than I can investigate?
Let me pose you this question. Why haven't you been able to find out why the bodies are going missing, where the hearts are going? Because that shit's weird. Therefore, maybe you just need the weird side of it to figure it out. It's all about saving lives. That's the end game. That's the goal always.
It better be for you. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Teddy's definitely gonna put on his PPE and kind of start. Just take a look at the stab wound.
You're really not getting anything.
Okay.
Because the body is gone.
Oh,
What?
So I can attune my mind to a monster or minion. I think Apophis would try to tune his mind to the corpse. I think the first question on Apophis's mind is, where is the creature right now?
The creature is below you.
Why have you not told us about the second morgue? We have gone down to go to this morgue, yes. And the body is below us. Logically, there is a second morgue.
This is as low as it goes here.
When I tried to angel wings behind the detective, I briefly went to this place that was dark and stinky and awful, and I saw hieroglyphs. Maybe that's connected
That's what I think
somehow?
the internet's like.
The detective is there, and he is currently in a conversation with a short, round man, pencil mustache. I introduce you all to our Honorable Mayor Paul Doyle, the average-looking man. Extends his hand. He goes, "And I'm Herman Powell, his assistant." And he extends his hand to Teddy.
Teddy shakes it. Nice to meet you, Herman.
All right. And then he quickly turns and leaves. Inside Teddy's hand is a piece of paper.
Teddy will nonchalantly just kind of pocket it very quickly until the mayor leaves.
The detective says, "Well, let's, I guess we'll go on and get down to the police station and show you them videos."
You know what? I can meet you guys there. I have something I want to take care of first.
And Apophis will come with.
I think Anne would want to go back to Teddy's train, actually, for a little bit of privacy. I mention again to Apophis that I saw this strange dark place. And I would like to try to use magic to see that place. Anne chants a few words, moves her hands around a little bit, and also puts her hand onto Apophis so that whatever vision she has, Apophis can also see. Information that she gathered in that moment that she was in this strange, dark, stanky place. That is the imagery she's focusing on in her head.
That's good that you bring up the smell. Your vision begins to blur, and then it becomes focused again. But it's not where you expected it to be. You are looking at a very familiar-looking train. And outside of this train are 3 shadowy figures slowly approaching it. Fades a little bit, but instead of the magic going away completely, you're shown a second. Again, following this putrid stench. This time you see a quaint little building. The front of the building has a sign outside that says Illbrook Police Station. Staring out of the glass at this car as it's pulling up are 3 more shadowy figures.
His first instinct is to tell Anne that she should go get them and bring them here instead of us going to them.
And we will say that you appear just as the detective is opening the back door for Teddy.
Whoever these people are that are doing these attacks, there are 3 of them here right now. And I look Teddy deep in the eyes and I say, and there are 3 of them at Old Tex.
Take me
Would
back
you
right
like
now.
to come
Take
with
me
me?
back right now.
I am going to try to take these 2 people with me back over there.
Desert.
It's literally Snake Eyes.
Masha, no!
Everyone is prone. The car is gone.
I think Apophis is gonna go out there and he is going to look for the largest heavy item he can find.
It's actually a police cruiser. Think fast because it's falling on top of you.
Oh, lovely! I'm going to take this police cruiser and do I see the bad dudes? The stinky dudes?
What stinky dudes?
The stinky dudes we saw in the vision.
The shadowy
Stinky
ones?
dudes.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
I do not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
games
cool.
are being played.
What?
So Anne is going to Angel Wings back over to Apophis.
So Teddy will head into the building, hopefully, to look at some footage.
As you enter in, you hear a familiar voice, the detective, shouting, "What do you mean they're gone?"
Oh my gosh.
So I'm essentially combing, like, for the last 10 to 15 minutes of, like, to see any disturbances whatsoever around that time of, like, tapes being taken away.
What you see, 3 gray floating orbs that seem to enter into the lockup. They suddenly pop, and they are 3 shadowy figures standing there staring at the tapes in lockup, and then suddenly they're gone, and so are the tapes.
So I figured we could go inside, find the spot where they were standing, and do some other investigating.
This is easy. There's gross goop on the ground.
Oh, hell yeah. He's going to take out some test tubes that he just has in his coat, and he's going to start scooping that shit up.
I think with Apophis telling Anne that they're just gone, Anne would try to figure out where did they go.
It is about this time the 2 old men come hobbling in. As they do, Teddy, your phone rings. It is the detective. They're gone. Our vision shifts back to the morning. 2 people stand surrounded by 6 figures. The figures slowly close in and begin chanting, "She hungers." A poof. Alex and the corporal are gone.